Hey, any gold's better than no gold. I really like
gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
What's up, everybody? Today I am going to, well, first running Liquid Estates. One of my hobbies is gold. So today I am going to be taking a bag of gold-filled junk that I have and another pile of leftover bits and scrap and little pieces of gold that got stuck in the slag, and I'm going to be melting them, pour them in this cold mold, and then I'm going to refine them with bismuth. So I'm kind of doing a two-step process here. I like melting it in this and then pouring it in there and having a nice cone to refine with. But it's an unnecessary step, and this thing takes like a freaking hour to heat up the temperature, man. So anyhow, I'm going to show you all pretty much what we got here. Pins like that. That is marked 1/20th 10K. Some of them are 12K 1/20th. Some of them aren't marked. They might not have any gold in them. I don't know. It might just be plated. There's a watch back in here. I tried to clip off some of the, there were some stones in a couple of them, but I really think they were glass because it was cheap. So they're just going to wind up melting. There's a watch back that is 14K gold filled. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. What I basically have is 34 grams of gold filled material that I am going to melt down, pour into a cone. Ooh, there's a little piece in there. And then I have roughly 24.8 grams of, it's just junk, man, like, but I know there's gold in there. So some of this was left over from another gold filled that I did. Some of it's just pieces of slag that I see little pieces of gold in. I'll try to show you this big piece here. In another video I talked about how on these Coupels sometimes there's little gold balls that are left all around the outside of it, and I know it's gold. So that's in here. Just anything and everything that was left over from gold, I've just been saving, and I'm going to see if I can get anything out of this. I know for a fact that big chunk there has got gold in it, and that came off a big batch of gold filled that I did. I did not record that one. I am new to this online thing, so we're going to get there. So basically I have 24 grams of whatever this is. I know there's gold in there. I don't know the yield. I have no clue. We are at temp, thank God. So I'm going to do 2 pours. I'm going to do the jewelry first. And I can already tell you I'm going to have to put on my mask in a few because the fumes from this thing are just horrendous. Do as I say, not as I do. There's your safety warning. I know you should be using gloves and goggles and all that other stuff. We'll see what happens. I typically don't, but that's on me. So, woo, she is hot. She stinks. I'm basically just going to dump it all in there and see what happens. I'm going to put a little flux in there with it. Ouch. Hot, hot, hot. It is 1103. I guess that's I don't know if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. This one does not do the same as that one. That one will go to 21. This one goes up to 1100. So I'm guessing this one is Fahrenheit and this one is Celsius. I guess that's how that works. I really like the tabletop, but it is expensive. It's like $700. Worth it, and it's quick, very quick. Like I said, this has been up for an hour, easy. Getting up the temperature and melting. I am going to put a little flux in there with it. I don't have a specific method of how much. I just put a scoop in there, and it should clean it up some. I am not Mr. Science over here. If that's what y'all are looking for, you're not going to get it with me. But if you just want to do and get some tips and some points in the meantime, then you are at the right spot. This is going to shoot out like crazy. Yeah. So I usually have my little exhaust fan running. I should be doing this outside, but for video purposes, we're just going to roll with it. And I don't know if you can see the fumes coming out of the top of that, but it stinks. I got a fan going, I got breeze coming through, but technically, I don't have the fan going because I don't want to trip my circuit. It's supposed to have a dedicated 15 amp circuit. The last time I got this running with the exhaust going, it kind of tripped it, so I'm just going to avoid all that. Let's see what we got here. It should be pretty melted and quick. It doesn't take long. Once this sucker's hot, it doesn't take long. From what I found, just a graphite rod that I stir with. Oh yeah, there ain't nothing solid in there no more. I'm going to do 2 pours. Let that sit for about 1 more minute. Flux over here. And then after I do this pour and melt that and do the next pour, I want to turn this one off and take a break and show you kind of how I got set up, how much, hear that thing cracking when it cools, how much bismuth I'm going to use based on the amount of grams. I weighed the Coupels, the start weight of them, because it's going to change. You're actually going to see how much material was absorbed into these Coupels. The little small ones, I would not recommend those. These medium-sized ones do pretty good. These medium-sized ones are like 99 grams clean. So this one was like 116 from a small one I did a little while back. This one was like 126, so it absorbed a lot more. But for the most part, they're still pretty clean, and I could probably use these again for a smaller pour. This pour with that much material, I'm definitely going to go with the bigger Coupels. See if I can get you to see all that. There's my bismuth already measured out. I don't have an exact science to it. For the 34 grams, I think I did right at 40 grams of bismuth. For the 24 grams, I think I did right at 30 grams. So I kind of went like 5 grams over based on the weight. This isn't on, this isn't hot, so. Alright, I'm going to do my first pour here. Get my stuff ready. And let's make some gold. So the gold filled, I used to just sell on eBay in big bags before I really got into this. And now I kind of wish I hadn't. I mean, gosh. Yeah, that sucker is hot, buddy. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. While that is in there, I'm going to go ahead and dump all this junk in there and start melting it. There might be slag in there, might be some moisture in there, I don't know. I'm going to put a little bit more flux in there. Let the spoon go. Doing 2 things at once here, so that should be hot. Give it a little stir. Oh yeah. It's got some chunky stuff in there. I need to put the lid. Oh, maybe I didn't give a chance for the flux to melt yet. Let me shut this and let it cook for a minute. The fuse, I'm not smelling too much, so. All right, let's see. I also have one of these, so it's kind of handy just to know what temperatures. So it's really, the piece of graphite's really only up to about 126 degrees. This is a really nice cone mold. It was about $50. So there is going to be some gold in there. How much? We're going to find out. I see a lot of copper, but I can definitely see gold up here. It kind of separates on its own. Sometimes when you mix it and you pour it slower, you can almost pour the junk off first, which is exactly what that big long slender piece was. I didn't realize it. I thought it was just a piece of slag, but that was really most of the gold that kind of poured secondary. I don't know how to explain that, but all right, there's our big boy. Let's see if we can get that glass off of there. I'll put it in my vise if I have to. Alright, I think the second one's ready. I mean, it doesn't take long. Once it's up to temp, it's up to temp. No, we're only at 1,071. It might be there. Yeah, when you open the top, the temperature goes. I mean, it takes a while. They don't run these things more than like 2 hours at a time, so try to be quick when you use them. I haven't had any problems with it, but like I said, I don't do so many pours. I really don't use this one near as much as I use that one now, because that sucker is just fast, and I love it. Alright, let's see what we get out of that 24 grams of junk. Yeah, I must say, that is a really nice cone mold. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll turn this sucker off. Let it cool down. I got some silver. I technically could pour, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with what I got going on here, and we'll go from there. I'll make another video for the silver. Yeah, it heated up that time, 147, and it should go. Yeah, it won't go over like 500 degrees or something like that. It's cooling down like that. That's weird. I mean, it's like taking forever. You can hear it sizzling. Like I said, I don't know how much gold's going to be in here. Probably not a lot. But, hey, any gold's better than no gold. I really like gold. Let that cool off. Let's see what we got here. 78, 74. She's hot. Yeah, these things take. Look at that cool thing on there. These things take a while. Burn my cord a little bit. Yep, not bad, but just from touching the side of that, you got to be careful. I mean, that sucker is hot. I see the other ones with that mesh screen on the outside of it. You know, probably better to have one. Yeah, this looks like a lot of glass. Hey, a lot. So, I'm gonna go sitting there. kind of like using this as a hot plate just to keep hot items on it, because I have a fire door for a table, but you're dealing with 1,000-degree stuff, man. It burns. I got big black marks everywhere. It really just smokes, but alright. I'm going to put this in my vise and break some of that glass off. I may be off camera, or I can do this. I can bring you back. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. There's not much gold in there. I mean, the size of that thing went down to nothing. So 24 grams of junk. I'm going to have to remove some of that bismuth. No, there is some gold in there. I can see it underneath of it. How much is unknown. It might be a lot of silver. I really don't know. But I can see little spots of gold. I don't know if y'all can or not, but it's definitely gold right about there. Anyhow, we'll see how much it turns out to be. Oh, there's gold here, buddy. There's gold in these hills. Okay. There we go. Safety glasses. So, there's definitely gold. It looks like the bottom has a lot of copper. You know, to save a bunch of cupellin, I could probably take my hacksaw and cut the bottom piece off, because I'm almost positive that's just a ton of copper and the gold is at the top. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to roll it and let's see what happens. That's why you should wear safety glasses. I got a little piece of something in my eye. Okay, so let's break out my scale. So I started with 34 grams of gold filled, and we have 33.97 grams of gold filled. I started with 24 grams of junk, and I have 12 grams of junk. So I'm definitely going to have to remove some of this. That's a big one. Let's see here. 12. Let's just go with 20 grams. That's 15. 21 right there. I'll save this. Like I said, I don't have an exact science to it. I just go with it, man. And it seems to be working. Okay. So I'm going to put that little guy in there. That. Put that one right there. I'm going to put my big guy. Ooh, man. I tell you. I don't have too much material for this cupel, honestly. I hope. I don't think I will, but you never know. We'll find out. If I gotta pull it out, I gotta pull it out. Make sure I can get my... So yeah, when you're setting these things up, you really want to make sure you got room to grab it and do what you need to do. I'm going to try to take it a little bit closer and show you what I got in there. Because when it is hot, I tell you what, man, it does not give you much room to work, and errors can be quick. So you better know what you're doing. I've already spilled some stuff, and you can almost ruin that kiln if any of that bismuth gets on the bottom. It'll just eat through it. As you can see, you can replace those bricks. But do I want to have to do that on a $700 kiln that I just bought? No. So use the little pads that they give you. Use the block that they give you. I just ordered another one. It was like 12 bucks, and you can cut them fairly easily. But you can see, if I hadn't put this pad underneath of there, what it had done to the bottom of my kiln, my brand new kiln. And you can see that when the Coupels get full of material, it will start leaching out underneath of it. It's not going to stop. It's going to just keep working through it. So you better have a big enough Coupel for the amount of material you're doing. These little ones, they are very tiny. They work for little teeny buttons. I prefer these. These are a decent little size, but I like them big ones too. So I'm going to turn this sucker on, and we're going to come back and we're going to see what kind of yield we get from the gold field. That's what I'm curious about. Bye for now.